Life becomes boring with everyday monotony. The best way to experience the world differently is to travel.
বড় ভালো সুন্দর চা
मजा आ गइल बानी मौसी बहुत बढ़िया बा
चा फाट चांगला आहे हो
I remember a famous quote. I travel not to go anywhere, but to go. I travel for travel's sake. The great affair is to move. You know who said this? Robert Louis Stevenson.
चलत मुसाफिर मोहलिया रे पिंजड़े वाली मुनिया चलत मुसाफिर मोहलिया रे पिंजड़े वाली मुनिया उड़ उड़ बैठी पनवैया दुकनिया काहे उड़ उड़ बैठी पनवैया दुकनिया सड़िया के सब रस सींच लिया रे पिंजड़े वाली मुनिया.
Very near to the mega metropolis Kolkata are interesting destinations which take you to a different world. In the Hooghly District, where a confluence of faiths take place within a radius of 10 kilometers north-south.
The road is like life. It flows on. As we were flowing towards the famous Hindu shrine, the Hansheshwari temple in Bashberia in the Hooghly District of West Bengal, in between Bandel and Triveni.
The Hansheshwari temple is dedicated to goddess Kali. It has a distinctive architecture different from the usual pattern present in this area, consisting 13 minars or ratnas, each built as a blooming lotus bud. The inner structure of the building resembles human anatomy. It was started by Raja Nrisinghadev Mahashaya, who became better known as an ascetic who renounced worldly cravings to pursue the ethereal bliss of divinity. It was during one phase of his meditation at Kashi that the Divine Mother Kali, in the form of Hansheshwari, appeared before him and directed him to build a temple at Bashberia. The temple's construction began in 1801, but unfortunately, the king passed away, and ultimately, the temple got completed by his widow, Rani Shankari, in 1820.
The Hansheshwari complex has another temple, Ananta Vasudeva temple, besides the main temple. The emphatic terracotta structure was constructed between the years 1673 to 1679 by Raja Rameshwar Dev as a tribute to the traditional family deity Lord Vishnu.
Wonderful work of art on terracotta. The creativity of the artisans who would have used earthen patterns and then fired the bricks to the right temperature. Wonderful.
The terracotta work here is superfine. It's fantastic. I mean, I'll say it's mind-boggling. Every pillar, every wall is as solid as ever.
Set in a picturesque green tranquility, the Ananta Vasudeva temple, though primarily being a Vishnu temple, has images of almost all other Hindu deities, including those of Ganesha, Kali and Durga, etched into the pillars and walls of this terracotta wonder. Also engraved are legends from the Puranas, Ramayana and Mahabharata. The architecture of the temples is the representation of Tantric Sat Chakrabhed.
And as we rolled on, The next stop was a pilgrimage for the Muslims, the Hooghly Imambara, a mosque cum Imambara, the construction of which was started by Muhammad Mohsin in 1841 and got completed in 1861, and in those days had cost about rupees 2 lakhs. The building is a 2-storied structure with a tall 150 feet clock tower over the entrance gate.
The mosque within the complex has intricate designs and texts from Quran engraved on the walls. The interior of the mosque is decorated with marbles, candles and hanging lanterns. Inside the mosque, there is a beautiful prayer hall called Zari Dalan, the interior ceilings of which are decorated with lanterns and chandeliers made of Belgian glass. The floors are made of high-quality granite and marble. At the center of this prayer hall lies a wooden throne where the Maulavis usually sit and recite sermons from the Quran. But only male devotees are allowed to sit in this prayer room. For female devotees, there is a complete separate room called Bibi Khana, from where they can sit and pray or listen to holy sermons.
Which came first, Hooghly or Bandel? Sure, the river was there much before the town came up. But when did the people start calling the river Hooghly? Was it not called the Bhagirathi ever since it began its southward journey near Farakka? There are interesting conjectures about the evolution of the names. One river, two settlements. One line is that towards the end of the 16th century, the Portuguese established a settlement up the river Ganga and named it Ugolim. This led to both the settlement and the river being eventually called Hooghly. A few miles further north, they established a trading center and built a small port. Bandar is the Persian word for port, and the Portuguese called it Bandel. Here, in 1599, the Augustinian order built the church of Nossa Senhora do Rosário, Our Lady of the Rosary. This church came to be known locally as the Bandel Church and also the Church of Basilica, Our Lady of Happy Voyage. It is one of the oldest Christian churches in India.
The main entrance to the church is through an arched gateway on the banks of the Hooghly with a statue of Mary and baby Jesus on a boat. A flight of stairs inside leads to the top balcony where the devotees light candles in front of Our Lady of the Happy Voyage. From the balcony, a panoramic view of the river greets the visitor, including the Jubilee Bridge spanning the Hooghly that was built on the Golden Jubilee year 1887 of Victoria's reign.
In a time frame of only about 10 hours, by traveling and witnessing the splendor of 3 different religions at 3 different shrines, our realization deep within was that whatever way, in whichever form we try to reach the Almighty, all roads lead to the same destination.